Let's go to this story that is getting a lot of attention. Victorian elites are going to be forking out $4,500 a head to have dinner with Daniel Andrews at the Pratt family residence, Raheen, which is absolutely magnificent. This is going to be a Labor Party fundraiser. Now, the question here is the amount of money that's being spent. Michael, I haven't got an invite. I don't know about you, but this is a lot of money, and particularly at a time where political parties are saying they're struggling to launch a campaign because of these strict donation laws, and then Labor put on a $4,500 a head dinner. It's just not a great look, is it?
Rita, the rules are completely different in Victoria than in federal elections. In that shameless promotion of the Teal candidate in Kooyong on Four Corners, they didn't mention the huge amounts of money funneled by Simon Holmes, the Court's Climate 200, to all of their candidates. That's what's going to be the difference in this election. Now, I understand with Raheen function in regards to Jean Pratt, who's a very generous person with all the charities that she's had there over the years. The rules are, I think, $1,000 a year for 4 years, so they're going to have to give this up front, and the Victorian rules are tighter so that they have to disclose it in a quicker period. I think it's 3 weeks. So they say that disclosure is, or exposure of sunlight is the best measure against corruption. So that's the excuse that they're having for it. But the Pratts have always been generous people, and they had big fundraisers for both the Liberals and Labor, as far as I can remember.
Tina, I don't know about you, but, well, how much would you pay to have dinner with Daniel Andrews?
He'd have to pay me.
You know, come on. You'd pay a couple of $100. He's the Premier of the state. No?
No, I've got no interest in him being in the same room as him at all. Absolutely zero, Rita.
You don't want to see what no. Well, he must have some secret, some charisma that he can dodge all this scandal and still be in the box seat to be returned for a third term.
I think he's a very clever politician.
He is.
Incredibly clever. But no, his policy, everything about him I detest. So no, I don't want to be in the same room as him. No, absolutely not.
Well, you don't...
We will know who went, though, because with these disclosures, we'll know exactly who is going to that big fancy function, Rita.
Well, there's certain industries that aren't being invited, I've heard, but yeah, the invite list will be very interesting indeed. Now let's talk royals. Royal biographer Angela Levin says Prince Harry and Meghan are trying to make their own woke royal family. They want to create some competition for the royals. Well, Michael, I'll start with you. A woke royal family. We've got Meghan talking about running for president. She's going to be a busy gal.
This is going to end very badly, I think, with the two of them when Sussex realises he's making a total ass of himself. Not that he hasn't already when dressing up in Hitler uniforms and stuff like that. It's quite pathetic, really. I feel sorry for her, the split up in her family and the fact that she ignores all of the people who are poorer parts of their family. You should embrace everyone if you're a success, not just go on Oprah. But I don't think it makes any difference to the Queen. It's a big setback for Republicans just how popular the monarchy is in the United Kingdom, and it's because of the sterling service of the Queen of England, who hopefully gets to 100 before she quits the batting.
Now, Tina, William and Harry are reportedly keeping their distance when Harry returns to the UK next month for charity events, even though they're going to be staying just 800 metres away from each other. I mean, is this an opportunity for Harry to try to reconnect with his brother? He's obviously done a lot of damage, aired a lot of dirty laundry. Should he be making an effort for the family to heal?
Well, it depends what his public duties are, his public functions, but he's got that book coming out, Rita, so I think it's going to be very hard to heal. And, you know, William is the ridgy-dig royal. He will be king one day, and sadly, I think he's going to have to keep his distance from Harry. Meghan won't be around forever. And, you know, they're just not recognised in America as Meghan thought. So they're coming back to London to cash in on their titles. So it's very sad, but I think distance is probably best for the time being.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much trust in in that
sullied.
relationship.
We
don't want any more private conversations making their way onto Oprah. Now, Michael, I know you're concerned about this story. It was in the Australian today about the Solomon Islands Prime Minister putting together a bill to postpone next year's elections. What's your reaction to this latest news?
Well, this is the Chinacisation of the Solomons. There's no point around it. This is crooked. Putting off the elections, banning the Solomon Islands Broadcasting Commission from asking any investigative or hard questions, and paying each member of the Solomons government $35,000 from a slush fund to stay in the government, a slush fund established by Beijing. And what an excuse, because they can't afford the Pacific Games at the same time as an election. And Australia paid for those Pacific Games. We should have said to them, no Pacific Games money if you don't hold the election.
Exactly. All that largesse, all that taxpayer-funded money, it should come with some obligations, but it doesn't seem to.
Conditions put on it, Rita.
Absolutely, there should be conditions on it. Now, Sophie, I've got to ask you about this. The lefty arts industry is up in arms about former AFL star Shane Crawford because he scored a significant role in the musical Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. He hasn't even performed yet, so they're not criticising his performance, but the fact that he's been cast is upsetting them. I mean, what a petty, insular attitude from this theatre crowd. I mean, imagine thinking something as trite as musical theatre is too good or beyond a former footballer.
Can he sing?
I think he can. He was on the House of Bolger. That was quite a production.
He's very talented, Shane, and he's obviously had a lot of sadness with the passing of his brother recently. For heaven's sake, let the man have a little bit of moment in glory here. Incredible sadness what he went through, talking about that story in the Herald Sun in the last week. And as for the arts industry, I mean, seriously, get a life. I think we should welcome his talents. He's very funny, he's very charismatic, and I wish him all the best, Rita.
Well said.
Well said. We're on a Unity ticket on that one. Well done, Shane Crawford. And you know what? I might even go to a musical. I hate them, but I might go along to see Shane. So, it's good for ticket sales.
Buy us all tickets.
That's it.